Today we are going to dive into how intuition and listening to your body is one of the most powerful tools to improve your sleep and really your overall health. I remember spending $180,000 with all these different clinics that thought they knew the answers to my sleep challenges, but I'm telling you, it wasn't until I learned to listen to my intuition and be closely attuned to my body's signals that I actually started to find real healing. We are our own best healers. Sleep isn't just a mechanical process. It's deeply connected to the signals your body sends throughout the day. Unfortunately, many of us have become disconnected from those signals, ignoring what our bodies are trying to tell us about stress, fatigue, and even hunger. We are going to explore how to rebuild that connection, trust our instincts, and use our body's wisdom to guide you to better sleep. That might sound silly to some of you, and others I'm sure will feel empowered by this, but I promise you this is an essential part of how I supported my own sleep as well as all of my clients. Learning to listen to our body is a skill, right? And so like any skill, it improves with practice. What we are going to deepen and learn to listen to is, what is my body trying to tell me? What is this lack of sleep trying to tell me? The answers aren't always obvious at first, but clues and understanding can always be gleaned. This information will help guide your next steps to supporting yourself. So let's begin. Tuning into your physical cues. Your body is constantly sending you messages. Physical sensations like tension, fatigue, or restlessness can provide valuable clues about what you need, but often do we actually pause to notice them? So some steps to tune in to our physical cues can be pretty simple. Practice body scans. Take a moment during the day to check in with your body. I'd suggest first thing in the morning and even right before bed to begin building a picture of the theme present around sleep. Starting at your head and working your way down to your feet. Notice any areas of tension, discomfort, or ease, and ask yourself, what is my body feeling right now? So next, mind-body check-ins. Throughout the day, pause and ask yourself simple things. Does my body need anything right now? Just a small check-in like this can help you notice patterns and reconnect you with your needs. These physical cues are a great place to start to rebuild the connection with self, and you'll start to notice how much information your body is offering you. All right, so now let's go a layer deeper to one of my more favorited places. That's a word. Emotions playing a significant role in how we sleep. Stress, anxiety, or even excitement can impact your ability to relax. So for all my overthinkers out there, or those that feel like their brain just won't shut off, emotions are almost always an essential part that are related to it. We will dive into this much deeper in later sections, but for now, think about, instead of pushing these feelings aside, learning to listen to them can help you better address their effects. Think of emotions like stress or frustration as signals. They are not something to fight, but rather indicators that you have unmet needs or unresolved issues. For example, anxiety before bed might point to a need for safety and reassurance. So how do we offer that to ourselves? It starts by listening, and here are some ways to do that. Journaling. At the end of each day, write down your emotions. What did you feel today? What do you feel in this moment? Just simply acknowledging them is powerful. It tells the body you are listening. And just like we as humans desire to be seen, heard, and feel like we belong, we can often neglect to do that to ourselves. Naming emotions. Simply naming what you are feeling can reduce its intensity because it offers understanding and again a sense of being heard. For example, saying, I feel anxious. I'm feeling anxious can help you step back and observe the emotion without being overwhelmed by it. Releasing stored stress, movement, breathing exercises, or talking to someone you trust can help release the emotional tension and create space for rest. By listening to and processing your emotions, you can reduce the stress they place in your body, paving the way for better sleep. Let's talk about trusting our instincts around sleep practices. Sleep advice often feels prescriptive. Do this routine, avoid that food, follow these rules. While these suggestions can be helpful, and I will have some of them too, they don't always align with everyone's unique needs. This is where intuition comes into play. Your body knows what works best for you. Trusting your instinct means being open to experimenting and finding what feels good rather than sticking rigidly to one approach. So some examples of intuitive sleep practices is being flexible with your routines. If a strict bedtime routine feels stressful, try a more relaxed version. Focus on creating a calming evening rather than forcing yourself to follow every step perfectly. Another aspect is experimentation, right? Try different techniques, a new bedtime snack, of stretching before bed, or journaling, and pay attention to how your body responds. If something feels forced or stressful, it's okay to let go. Listening to your instincts allows you to approach sleep in a way that feels natural and supportive rather than restrictive. Building a relationship with your body takes time and patience. Over the years, many of us have learned to ignore these signals, but it's never too late to start rebuilding that connection. So how do we rebuild that trust? One, start small, right? Begin with simple practices like noticing when you're even just thirsty, when you feel the need to stretch. Honor those signals by taking action. That's an important piece. Next, look at self-compassion. Approach your body with kindness. If tuning in feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, remind yourself that it's a process and not something you need to master overnight. I recommend having daily rituals. Practice gentle yoga, mindfulness, spending time in nature. This can help you to tune in how your body feels in different environments. And these rituals and practices with consistency deepen your connection and help you listen more effectively. And then maybe most importantly is get quiet. We are surrounded by distractions constantly. So without letting ourselves turn off the TV, music, and putting the phone down, we won't be able to listen. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to trust your body's wisdom and respond to its needs. I want to touch on a few common roadblocks or challenges you may encounter in the process and remind you it's totally normal. Ignoring signals. Busyness, distraction often will pull us away from our body's needs. Build in small moments to pause and check in. Make a concerted effort to build a practice, which looks like setting aside time consistently to check in. It won't happen unless you actively practice it. Overthinking. If you find yourself analyzing everything, remind yourself that intuition is about feeling and not the overanalyzation. So we shift from thinking in the mind to feeling the experience of the body. Fear of getting it wrong. Remember, it's about experimenting and learning what works for you and letting it be a process. So that means letting it be messy for a while. All right, so listening to your body is about rebuilding trust, learning to interpret the signals it sends. And this takes time, patience, and curiosity, but every small step helps. I've included some practices and questions to reflect on for your homework. And as always, thank you for being here and thank you for taking care of you.